Welcome in to a Tuesday recap edition of No One to Blame. Welcome in. Awesome weekend of football. Got a great show for you guys. Before we get into everything, the show is brought to you by Kayak Pools. Kayak Pools is the hassle-free experience that empowers customers to turn their own backyard into a fun and relaxing family destination. Summer is over. Now is the time. Residents, Western New York, go check out Kayak Pools. Get that pool ready for springtime, summertime. We're also brought to you by Dubby. Dubby is an amazing energy drink that is made with clean ingredients to give you the energy boost you need with no crash. They also offer an electrolyte drink to keep you hydrated throughout your busy days. Hit the link in the bio. Use promo code DUE, D-U-E. Get 10% off your first purchase. DUBBY.GG, promo code DUE. We're also brought to you by Sons of Erie, sonsoferie.com. Awesome artwork, apparel coming soon. If you're part of Bills Mafia, if you're not part of Bills Mafia, they got you covered, guys. Go check them out. Kev, what's going on, brother?
Nothing, man. Another day. Fresh off the late night Chiefs Saints game.
Hey, big game for you, huh?
Of course, Chiefs come out with another win, which what's new, but hit a couple prop bets, so
yeah,
all good.
Talk about it. What'd you hit?
What did I have? I had
Shaheed
touchdown anytime. I had, let's see here, what else? Where's my Thursday night bets at?
I can tell you it didn't hit any of my prop bets.
Yeah, I hit Shaheed and I hit the can't remember the other one now that we're sitting here. Had another anytime touchdown. Can't remember who it was.
Oh, you had Worthy. It was Worthy.
Oh, yeah, Xavier Worthy. That's
Shaheed
what it was.
and Worthy. Yep.
Yep.
I was 6 Worthy yards away from cashing a little bet there, but it's all good. We'll recap. Recap that game last, most likely. But before we get into it, Kev, did you have anything college football wise that you wanted to touch on?
No, it's a little early in the week for me in this upcoming week, so we'll be tweeting out some bets, hitting social on that before Saturday. I don't like hitting the college games too early. NFL I'm good with, but college I kind of like to wait a couple days, get a better feel.
Yeah, it's one of those things, man. You want to let the markets open up a little bit. You want to look at which way the numbers are going. I'm not. Listen, there's 132 D1 football teams. It's a lot to track. This is an NFL-centered show. I think we all know that. But watch out for later in the week. We will be releasing videos, plays. Do_Neffy at Kevin3E2. Follow us on X. Make sure you guys are following us on TikTok. No one to blame. No.1.2.blame. No one to blame on TikTok. Awesome content we're putting out.
Yeah, putting out some preseason videos from our previous shows. Yeah, some hot takes on some current shows.
Yeah, you guys will all get the pleasure of seeing all of our fire takes from before the season. We'll be
nothing like a 40-something trying to get in the TikTok game, right?
Hey, someone's got to do it. They wouldn't. I tried to get on TikTok, and they said I couldn't do it because of my mustache. So
no stash is allowed.
No stash is allowed. Yeah. So I'm going to keep this horrible look going until the Buffalo Bills win the Super Bowl. I think I'm going to keep this mustache going.
That'll work.
Yeah. Real quick, NLDS baseball earlier. I put out some plays. Put out 3 parlays. 3 parlays and a straight bet. So the straight bet came through. I went over 7 runs. That came through. The Mets kicked the Phillies' ass. The fighting Phils, man. I got a World Series future on the Phillies. Not looking good, man. Mets came in. Sean Manaea pitched an awesome game. Nola pitched good too, and then they yanked Nola, and all of a sudden Mets were all over that next guy. So we hit the over. We ended up going 1-3, but you got to make sure when you're placing your single bets, do not use the same unit size for your parlays, right? Have a system, have a bankroll management system in place. I placed, a unit on the straight wager, and then like either a quarter or point tenth of a unit, depending on what my odds are. If I'm like even to plus 200, I might go half quarter unit somewhere in there. If it's plus 200 or more, dude, I might just put a tenth of a unit down. Um, it's a marathon. It's not a sprint, right? So we come out on top if you're following a unit system, hitting the straight plays. Obviously, that matters the most. I also laid the points. NCAA, Kev, starting, I think it was Saturday or maybe it was last Thursday. 55 straight days of football.
Yep.
55 straight. So
Yep.
Get involved.
Hey, best month in sports. Like, you hear that conversation. This might be
We're living
man.
it. Well,
I'm not a baseball fan, but playoff baseball I can get into. So playoff baseball,
dude, it's been awesome.
Football starting. Yeah.
Playoff baseball's been awesome. Going into tonight, I think it was 6 for 9, and then 6 for 9 on plays. So now 7 for 13. I don't know, 7 for 13. But if you're on the unit scale, we're doing well. FIU Panthers are visiting the Liberty Flames. It's the third quarter right now. Liberty's up 17-10. Definitely thought there would have been a lot more action in this game. I don't know what is going on. See, I don't know enough about these teams, but Liberty's thrown for 62 yards. I laid the points with Liberty. I laid 16, and then I teased it. Liberty minus 9.5 over 47.5, I believe. That's not looking good.
Not looking good.
But hey, football's on again tomorrow, baby.
Go in the third, yeah. Yeah.
It looks like FIU is about to punt too, so. All right. Kev, NFL. No one cares about the Liberty Flames and FIU Panthers.
Somebody cares. Somebody cares.
Who?
Somebody out there. Somebody's listening. Hey, they're on with you. They're on Liberty. Somebody out there's on with you. Yep.
I did just get a text from my buddy in Chicago. Said the Liberty Flamers, and yeah, I'd have to agree with them. They are the Flamers. Hey, and look, hey, there she is.
Rebecca cares. She must be over the mustache. She must be over it now. Baby. She's not mad anymore.
She doesn't know who I am still. All right, dude. We got a ton of football to recap in the NFL, man. Let's just start real quick. We always start with our picks from the show. Each of us went 6-7, and there was actually 8 games that we were in agreement of, the most that we've had so far this season. We actually went 4-4. So hey, how about us? Look at us, Kev. Who would have thought?
Yeah.
But let's get into it, man. Jets at London. This line closed. Is Minnesota's a 2.5-point favorite. Over under a 41.5. Minnesota wins 23-17. Man, we were live during this game. We got to see this all transpire. Aaron Rodgers, known loser. What did he throw? 3 interceptions total?
Enough to get his coach fired.
Yeah, me and you, we were both on Minnesota minus 2.5. Good for us. Look at how smart we are. Kev, what was your overall takeaway from this, man? Because, like I said, I know we were watching it live, and I got a feeling, but after letting it digest a little bit, how you feeling?
Yeah. Well, like you said, we were both on Minnesota on this. One of the takeaways, man, I took was, Darnold wasn't good, but they still found a way to win. Defense getting after it. They were just good enough on offense to get the win. And hey, good teams find ways to win games whenever that stuff happens, man.
That's right.
Minnesota is good, man. I would not have bought into that, even probably into last week. But hey, I'm on that train, man. They look good. Rodgers, 54 pass attempts. That's just not a winning recipe for the Jets, man. They should be playing good defense, running the ball, and then Rodgers taking his shots when they're there. About 30 attempts a game, maybe.
Yeah. What's up with that run game?
Yeah, both Hall and Allen, 2.6 yards a carry. they cannot run the football. They're not sticking with it, which is part of the problem. I think they get away from it too soon.
Yeah. It's been
Yeah,
bad for weeks.
It's been bad. It's been bad all season. I think
that offensive line is getting no push.
Yeah. So the Jets, man, they're just not a good football team right now. So much so that Saleh got fired today.
Woo!
That I had a thought, hearing that, and maybe you know the answer to this. I don't know the rules or the league stipulations. Can they hire a new coach in the same season? Is there anything against that? Is there any? I don't know if. And the reason everybody always goes to an interim coach.
Yeah. Why couldn't
everybody always goes to an interim coach and then they hire a guy in the offseason, right?
Well, yes, and I think the reason being, Kev, is just that it's so complex. So you can't bring in someone and do a full new install on offense and defense midseason. I mean, that's impossible to do that. So you have
the only reason I brought that up is, are they trying to get such, like, they know they don't want him there, whatever. Could they potentially get such an early jump on their the first coach to be hired? Could they do it during this season? It's never happened that I know of.
No, but to your point, hire someone as an assistant coach.
Well, right? You know who I'm thinking of. You know who I'm thinking of? Take a guess. Dude, Belichick. Go back to the Jets. He quit the first time. Dude. Hey, that would be awesome. What?
Dude, that would be awesome. A 25-year-old girlfriend. He doesn't want to go coach football. He's got this cush job on ESPN.
Hey, he'll go hang out with Aaron Rodgers. Why else?
No,
yeah, he'll be.
There's 0% chance that happens. And I'll tell you why. Because Aaron Rodgers thinks that he's the coach. Aaron Rodgers wants to be the coach. He wants to be in charge. He thinks he's got this BDE. Aaron Rodgers is the problem, right? So Belichick, that's going to be an issue for them. Do you think about that? What coach? They have to hire someone young.
They're going to have to get they're limiting themselves to a certain type of coach. You're not going to get a veteran coach who's going to do it his way. It's going to be interesting. That popped in my head as far as same season, just because they fired him so early. And they're trying to make playoff run. They have the talent to be a better team than they are. It's not like they're 0-5 and they're done. They can still make a run. So anyway, it popped in my head. Didn't know the answer to it.
The problem is they run into the Buffalo Buzzsaw on Monday night. We're reeling right now, dude. And I think we're going to go in. This is an early preview. I think the Bills are going to be a lock, Kev. I think the Bills are going to throttle the Jets on Monday Night Football. No, anyways, dude, so Sauce Gardner left this game hurt. I haven't got an update yet on him. Mm-hmm. He had his helmet back on. I thought he was going to come back in, so it's probably nothing. That's probably why I haven't heard anything. Aaron Jones is getting an MRI on his hip. I believe he did. I think he's week to week right now. The Jets are in trouble. As far as the gambling aspect, we were both on Minnesota -2.5. I hit that Lazard anytime touchdown plus 280. We did that live on the show. Yep. I had Minnesota +5 under 47.5 that cashed. And then I actually hit the Jets +6.5 on the show live. The Jets lose by 6, cover by the hook. Good teams win, great teams cover. Fuck the Jets, dude. Dude, we're gonna put it on him. I'm telling you right now. I'm all the way back, dude. Jeff,
we're back, dude. We're back.
Double saddle ready, dude. I am on the high horse. I'm back. All right, let's keep moving here. The lowly Dolphins visited the even more lowly Patriots. Dolphins closed as a 1.5-point favorite. Over under of 36.5. The game was ugly. Kevin, you were on New England +1.5. Takeaways, man? Regrets?
I don't regret.
Where do you put these teams?
This is the bottom of the barrel right now. I mean, New England's, what are they? They're picking number 1 in the draft next year as of right now, I think.
Yeah.
The one positive takeaway I think I took from this on the Miami side, I mean, obviously they won in an ugly game, whatever, but they actually ran the ball. Mostert and Wright both had over 80 yards rushing. And with the quarterback situation, the quarterback situation, that's what they're going to have to do, and then try to scheme up ways to get Hill and Waddle in some space, but limit the throws, run the football until they can get either Tua back or, whatever they're going to end up doing. But that's about all I took away from this one.
Yeah, the Achane concussion. We'll see how that plays out. Obviously, they're super deep at running back. Wright, like you said, Wright had some pop, and Mostert coming back after those injuries. He looked good. You might be able to fire up Mostert now. I know they're going into a bye, but you might be able to fire up Mostert in your fantasy team again. I had the Jalen Waddle ladder. Cash the first rung. If you're playing the ladders correctly, your first ladder bet will cover all of your other ladder bets and then some, so you at least get profit if you hit it. Hit the first rung, and I was like 4 yards short. Dude, Snoop kept passing it to Jonnu Smith. 5 for 62. And then I got to say, dude, Tyreek going 6 for 69. Nice. Dude, it's good to see them coming back. I mean, a lot of people have shares of Waddle and Tyreek Hill in fantasy, man. I mean, that's tough. That's a tough scene. And I'm glad that Miami won this game. It probably would have worked out a little bit better, but I was on Miami -1.5. I also like Ramondre Stevenson to score a touchdown in this game +160. That cashed. Yep.
Wait a minute. Stop for a minute. Did you just say, as a Bills fan, you were glad to see Miami win this football game? Is that what you said?
Yeah, I bet on them. So
okay. I'm making sure I heard that right.
Dude, it's Miami versus New England. Like, yeah, hey.
Yeah, New England's gonna suck though. Yeah, you know that.
I'm not over New England kicking our ass for 20 years, dude.
Dude, nobody is.
I'm in therapy for that shit. No, I'm just kidding.
I'm a Rams fan, Raiders fan. The tuck rule, the cheating video, and in the Rams practices. Yeah, everybody hates the Patriots.
Hey, Rebecca coming in hot. Is Tua coming back? Can't be. We need to talk to Dr. Vargo. Good question. We should get Dr. Vargo on the horn. I don't know. But they're on a bye next week, so he's going to be having extra rest. They paid the guy. They want him to come back. They could give two shits about his health. They put him back in the field after last time.
They're paying him. They don't care. Yeah,
he's got.
They can act like they do.
Surprised. He wants to play too.
Oh, he'll be back. He'll be back.
Yeah. Hopefully he's not back by the time we play him, because I mean, we're the team that keeps knocking him out, man. I don't know. Anyways, no other takeaways from me for this game.
No.
Miami going to a bye. New England playing Houston next. Good luck, New England. This was my best game of the week. The game I hammered the hardest is from a betting aspect. Carolina at Chicago. Chicago was closed as 3.5. Some shops 4. I got them at 3.5 and 4. Chicago won 36-10. Over under was 40.5, so the over came in. Both of us picked Chicago -3.5 on the show. Man, the Red Rifle, dude, ran out of ammo.
Yeah. I think we kind of hit on this, him kind of coming back to reality, a little bit back to his means, back to his normal kind of average self.
Regressing to the means.
Yeah.
He might have overcorrected.
Caleb looked good. He's gotten better, seems like, every week. Stat line at 20 for 29, 304, 2 TDs, 0 interceptions. But to me, the big one is he only got sacked 1 time.
That's huge.
I know Carolina's defense isn't great, but if they could protect Caleb, it shows. This performance shows that when they can protect him, the numbers are going to be there. I mean, to me, this is right where you want to be at. About 29 attempts with him. Run the ball a little bit. Swift had 21 carries.
Yeah,
Wasn't great,
Swift had
but
a good game.
it wasn't great, but they stuck with the run. So I think it paid off in the end.
Did Swift catch a
Yeah,
touchdown? I
I'm
think
not, I'm
Swift
not
caught a
sure on that.
touchdown. He had like 20 fantasy points, so I think he caught a touchdown.
Yeah, to me, he's just keeping
Either way, he ran one in.
yeah, he's keeping the teams honest. The
Yeah.
other team's defense. So if they
Well, he was
can
made.
do that, what?
He was a major disappointment for the first 3 or 4
Oh
games.
yeah, it was not
Like
good.
major disappointment.
So we talked about a little bit last week. Maybe some of these teams are kind of figuring out, how they want to, how the play calling and all that offensively. If the Bears can put, if they're putting up 25 to 30 points a game with that defense, they're going to be a good team moving forward. We'll see how if they can keep this up though.
Well, now, luckily for them, they get to play Jacksonville's lowly secondary, but it's in London, so they got this new look offense traveling to London. Jacksonville's
Yeah.
been doing it. That's going to be a tough one. I'm not getting too high on Chicago. I loved them against the Rams. They were a best bet for me last week or 2 weeks ago. Best bet for me last week. I hammered them. That was my favorite bet of the week. I don't know what to do with them playing Jaguars in London, though. It might be a stay away game and just trying to see how they're going to react.
Jags home game.
Yeah, something, just because something worked in the NFL one time, you don't always go back to the well. Like, you got to be careful. I don't want to
It's
dip
not that
my
simple.
feet back into this. Yeah, this would be the third week in a row taking Chicago. That'd be ugly. I also took Dalton to throw an interception that cashed with ease. Dalton ended up getting pulled. Just got to be careful with Chicago moving forward. And Carolina, dude, they are who we thought they were. And they get the
Yeah.
Saints now. Or no, they get the Falcons. So good luck. How about this for maybe nominee for game of the week here? Indy at Jacksonville. Joe Flacco coming to Jacksonville, man, has this Indy offense humming. Jacksonville closes a 3.5-point favorite. Over under a 47.5. Jacksonville won 37-34. Me and you both took Jacksonville minus 3.5. We were robbed here.
Yep.
We were robbed. Not even by the half. Not even by the half. And I'll get to it in my segment. But tell me, Kev, how are you viewing these teams moving forward, and what kind of takeaways?
Yeah. Yeah. Hey, Tank Bigsby might be the RB1 with Jacksonville, man. He's got a little more pop and a little more explosive for some reason, which doesn't make a lot of sense. ETN was kind of that back, coming out of college. He was kind of that game breaker, which he just hasn't done so far. Trevor looked good, 28-34, 371, 2 TDs a pick. Key, kind of like I talked about with Caleb Williams, key was no sacks. Trevor was not sacked at all. Was clean pocket, so he was able to kind of throw it around the park a little bit.
Yep.
We talked about a little bit on the previous show. I'm not sure. Maybe I jumped the gun. Whoever on them being as bad as they kind of looked the first couple of weeks. Maybe they'll kind of bounce back a little bit. We'll see. Yeah, Jacksonville.
Yeah, they will.
See how they look in that again, that next game in London. But
dude, this was a gut check game, obviously, for Jacksonville. Lawrence came out, dude, 371 yards, 2 tuds. I mean, he played good, and it's a division game too. I don't care if it's Indy. Like, we just saw Miami barely beat New England. It doesn't matter if it's a division game. They're getting up for these. This is a huge win for them, dude. Now listen, we got robbed straight up. The Colts scored 24 points in the fourth quarter. 24 points. Now, the Jags had 17 of their own, but still, the Jags were looking way better. Dude, Flacco, man. We deserved to cover. Bigsby had a 65-yard run, so those Tank Bigsby numbers are a little misleading.
Yeah.
Unfortunately, there's a team where I have to start ETN or Bigsby. And it's like the same thing as the Bucky Irving, Rashad White. I put myself in a fucking box with that too in fantasy this year because I wanted to go wide receiver heavy, and now I just don't know what to do. So I mean, they're going to play Chicago this weekend. I mean, good luck. That Chicago run D is pretty good.
Yeah.
both backs aren't playing great, but you got to pick up Bigsby if he's available. And dude, Jake had good ladders on downs. Pittman didn't come in, but the downs ladder came in. But dude, Brian Thomas, you were on him earlier in the year. We need to take a look at this dude, man. He's a stud. Even in the games where Lawrence doesn't play good, he's like his number one look.
He's their number one. I mean, he is their number one receiver.
That is the guy that Bills Mafia wanted. When he got drafted, when he was still on the board, when I think Jacksonville moved up a spot or two to take him. That's where I wanted us to move up, be aggressive, and go get him. The guy, he would fit into our offense now. And now look at it. Now what do we got? Fucking Mac Hollins ripping down the seam. And I know Jake. Dude, so Jake put out some. Jake was on the show with us on Sunday. He's in the chat too. Jake, if you have that data on Mac Hollins, put it in the chat if you're still watching. Dude, Mac Hollins is actually separating like a G right now. And it's just that we're not delivering the ball.
Yeah.
So I don't want to talk about that anymore. Oh, fuck. Anyways, here we go.
Yeah, we're going to get to it.
Shit. I both these teams, Indy and Jacksonville, very situational. Neither team I'm going to be confident in taking. I didn't bet this game. I picked it for the show. I didn't bet it. Didn't love it. That 3.5 number. I mean, what are you going to do? We were on the right side. I don't care. Bills at Houston. Houston closes a 1.5 point favorite. 47.5 was over and under. Houston won 23-20 in the ugliest way I've ever seen. The Bills just inventing new ways to lose. We were both in the Bills plus 1.5 here. We liked the spot. But Josh Allen, dude, like the worst game by a quarterback that threw 30 times in like 30 years or something.
Yeah, bad.
I think it's fair to say that maybe he had a concussion in the Ravens game. He got his bell rung on that trick play in that Ravens game that turned the whole ship of the comeback in that Ravens game. And then, dude, obviously you saw ankle or chest injury. The dude's head slammed off the ground. Like, yeah, what are we talking about here? The fact that the
NFL cares,
field, dude. I mean, that's crazy. He wasn't even in the blue tent to start. It's like, dude, get him in the blue tent. I don't know, man. I guess I just look at it differently. But as a non-biased Bills fan, Kev, what takeaways did you have from this?
Yeah, Allen, terrible. 9 for 30, 131 yards, 30% completion percentage. That's awful. I know you made the comment, a throwaway game, burn the tape, a couple, one of them that other loss, but this one
2 weeks ago.
Yeah, this is probably the one. Because Allen's he will never play that bad again. Like this is an anomaly. Like it can't, like 9 for 30. That's insane. Hey, Kincaid needs to be involved in the middle of the field. Only 2 catches. He has been non-existent this year. Houston banged up. Big catch from Collins. Then he goes out.
He's week to week.
Yeah. And Jake actually talked about it on the show Sunday morning. We were talking about Cam Akers props and that, and we were talking about Dameon Pierce. Is he going to be active? Well, dude, this other guy, Dare OG.
Go ahead.
Whatever.
Go ahead. Come on.
Yeah.
Come on. Let's hear it.
OG Nambawale. OG Nambawale.
Hey, not bad, dude. Not bad.
Dude. I mean, Houston's pulling guys off like the practice squad and making them, and Houston's been banged up every week, and they just find ways to win games. They got a good overall, solid top to bottom team.
They do, and they're well coached too.
I will call this, and nobody in our spreadsheet we do for the shows. We put our bets in, we put our props in, we put green if we hit the bets. We put red if we lose the bets. And I will tell you right now, this is the red wedding game. Red wedding. All red. Props didn't hit. Bills didn't hit. Nothing hit. It was just a bad game, man. Bad game.
Horrible way to lose the game. Bills Mafia, we don't need to relive it. As far as future outlook on these teams, I'm still good with Buffalo. Our division's so weak. We have a pretty sweet pathway to the playoffs.
Yeah.
We could go 500 and get to the playoffs. You know what I mean? So I just we need to win our division first and foremost. Losing to the Ravens and losing to Houston, two playoff teams. We just gave up our tiebreaker to them. Diggs' revenge game. You know, Diggs went like 5 for 56 or something. Our defense mostly held him in check, man. I mean, we didn't have Ed Oliver. We didn't have Taylor Rapp. We didn't have Matt Milano. We didn't have Von Miller. We didn't have Khalil Shakir. Josh Allen played the worst game of his career, and we lost by 3 points. There's stuff to be happy about there. I mean, like I said,
Allen is not going to play that bad. I mean, it was.
I'm telling you right now, if Josh is not concussed and if Josh is playing on Monday Night Football, hammer the Bills on Monday Night Football, dude. I'm telling you right now. They hate the Jets. They hate them. They don't like Miami, but we've owned Miami, dude. They hate the Jets. Fucking bullshit, Diggs. Baltimore at Cincinnati. This was the game of the week. What?
I just can't. The Diggs Cardi B article that came out today.
What the fuck is that all about? Diggs is having sex with rappers' wives? Pregnant ones? What?
Hey, he gonna get the clip emptied on him.
Yeah, he emptied his, and then he's gonna get one emptied to him.
Oh man. Okay, we can move on now.
I told you he's a shady motherfucker, dude. That's why we cut him, dude. That's why we cut him.
That's funny. I couldn't help but chuckle at that.
Baltimore at Cincinnati. Baltimore closes a 2.5-point favorite, over under a 48.5. Baltimore ended up winning this game 41-38. Insane comeback from Baltimore. The over went way over. Kevin was on Baltimore minus 2.5. I was on Cincy. I think that I still had the right side, dude. It was bullshit the way that Baltimore won this game. It was bullshit how they came back in this game. It is complete horseshit, but the numbers don't lie. So, man, dude, is Cincy the best 1-4 team ever? Ever?
Offensively, without a doubt. But they're so bad defensively. All it took was that one pick by Humphrey, and that was the game. That's how little room there is for error on that with that how bad that defense is.
Yeah, real quick, Kev. So Rebecca, Stephon Diggs apparently had sex with Cardi B while she was 8 months pregnant. And now it's all over the place. And apparently
Offset's going to be on him.
Offset's going to be on him. And apparently it's known that he's having sex with two other famous rappers' girlfriends. And while he was on the Vikings, he was voted the one guy you would never want to date your sister. I'm just going to throw all that out there. You know, just toss all that out there.
Hey, if she ain't pregnant, he's good. Yeah.
That's the T. Yeah, man. Kev, you were on a couple props in this game. You were on Baltimore minus 2.5. You hit that Jamar Chase touchdown. Dude, this is Kevin's darling bet right here. He fucking loves it.
I mean, I don't understand how a team with such a good offense, great quarterback, a number one receiver, how he is plus money every week to score a touchdown.
It's insane. It's insane.
And I'll keep throwing money at it. I'll just start raising my unit. I'll do a couple units on it because it's like I don't understand it.
Liberty.
Yeah, Rebecca, that was him.
Yes, little Steph. Little Steph joins a gang. Yeah. So go ahead, because you're in the middle.
Yeah, both defenses are terrible. Man, this is Ravens fans of old have just got to be like, what is going on with this defense? Their defense isn't any good either. Ravens.
Dude, we talked about this in the Bills preview last week, that to attack their secondary. We talked about it. Their secondary is weak, man. It just is. Look what Cincy did.
Yeah, Humphrey is hit or miss. He's kind of a gambler. Now Kyle Hamilton is good at safety, but
yeah, he is.
Them corners are nothing to write home about. The Ravens have kind of seemed to figure out the balance of Lamar and Derrick Henry. They're starting to get there, I think, offensively.
Well, dude, Lamar's touchdown got called back, and then you just give it to Henry, and Henry runs it right in. That's the craziest 1-2 punch.
Yep.
In the NFL right now, there's nothing else like that, man.
And I think as you get
teams, dude.
Yeah, you get later in the season, and you get in these bad weather games. If that defense can figure it out by the end of the season, they're gonna be right there again. The only other thing I got on this, man, 2 relevant fantasy tight ends, and it's not Andrews. It's Kohler and Likely were both like top 10 finishes at tight end, and Andrews had 2 balls that he missed one, and then Lamar missed him barely on another big play. They literally would have had 3 tight ends with good numbers. So anxious to see how they work these kind of 3 tight ends into that offense with the running game and the play action and that kind of stuff.
Someone just texted my group chat, Steph Digler.
Like that. That was a good one.
Yeah, man. That tight end room for fantasy. Good luck figuring that out. But man, the Ravens are cooking on offense, man. This game was awesome. Cincinnati was up by 10 with like 5 minutes left in the fourth quarter, man. And then they go to overtime and dude. So since he contained Henry for most of this game, I know Henry finished with like 92, but like at halftime, Henry only had like 20 or 30. Since he was in control of this game, they can't close games out, man. But Chase Brown has taken over this backfield, right? I know Zach Moss now is nicked up, so fantasy stocks Chase Brown to the moon. Jamar Chase 10 of 12, and I say 10 of 12, 10 catches on 12 targets, right? You gotta love that. 193 yards, 2 touchdowns. Dude, Higgins, 9 catches on 14 targets, only 83 yards.
That's when they're rolling. Yeah,
but that's his thing though, dude. You hit Higgins underneath, and then you send Chase, on the go or 20-yard route. I mean, look out for Cincy, dude. That's all I'm saying. They were my preseason favorite to win this division. I know they're 1-4, but dude, how could you not love that offense, man? This is the second time they had this awesome game against the Chiefs, and then they had this amazing game against Baltimore. I mean, since he's going to be there towards the end of the year, you can take that to the bank. This game.
Hold on, real quick update. What'd you have on the Liberty? They're up 14 right now. What'd you have?
Yeah, I said they scored. I got them minus 16.
16, okay.
Yeah, they're minus 16. They got the ball back though. It looks like. Nope. I couldn't find the game on TV, so I'm watching it on Gamecast. I know. Shut up. Yeah. This next game this was my worst prediction of the year. I went all in on went all in on Deshaun Watson, dude, and he slipped out of my hands. Cleveland at Washington. Washington closes a 3-point favorite. An over-under of only 43.5. Washington kicks their ass, dude. 34-13. Kevin was on Washington -3, like an adult. I was on Cleveland +3, and I had Watson going off, and I had Jerome Ford going off. Jake was all over Judy and Cooper. We were all over them, and dude, if they don't put Jameson, what are they doing?
Nah,
what are they doing? What a shit show.
What are you doing for the Browns? Ownership is you start Jameis Winston, because here's the thing. The guaranteed money, that's all you hear about with Watson. Okay, it is what it is. They messed up. They made the contract. They made the deal. It's over. So you could pay him and lose games, or you
like
could pay
this
him
too.
to sit and put Jameis in and win games. You're still paying him the money.
Exactly.
I just don't get it. Like, here's what I would do. I'd bench him, start Jameis. When he starts throwing a fit on the bench, cut him for contract detrimental and be done with it. That's exactly what I would do.
There's angles here rather than just keep trotting on the fucking field every week.
Yeah, I just dude, it's the Browns. Cleveland, it's the Browns. It's the Browns. The Browns brown. That's what they do. The Browns brown. As far as the game goes, Jaden Daniels wasn't great passing, but he, when he's a little off on there, he had 80 yards rushing. So he's keeping the offense rolling with his legs. So 34 points, and he didn't even play well. So
how many rushes did he have though? He only had like 5 or 6, didn't he?
I'll
look it up. Oh, he had 11. Never mind.
Yeah, so he rushes 11 times, 80 something yards, I think.
Yeah, 11 for 82. Oh, he had a 66-yard run, dude.
Yeah, and was it for a touchdown, I assume?
I don't know.
Anyway, his rushing is going to make up for his either inconsistencies passing at times or just them rookie moments.
He had a 34-yard run. He had a 66-yard pass.
Okay.
Yeah,
man.
He came back down to earth.
Yeah.
That was my handicap. He was going to come back down to earth. This Cleveland defense would be better. Who's Washington's coach's name? The dude from Dallas, their D coordinator, Dan Quinn, right?
Quinn.
It's Dan Quinn. What does he got cooking right now with this Washington defense?
I don't know. Well, this week, I mean, they're playing the Browns, so
they played Arizona. They played Cincinnati.
They do. I heard somebody talking about it the other day, and they kind of mentioned like once he got the defensive players to understand what they were doing with his scheme,
he's a great defensive mind,
and we'll see as the season goes. If that kind of like we talked about with the Bears, if that defense, or if the if the defense can keep up a little bit with the offense in this scenario, I mean they're going to make some noise.
Was Dan Quinn not the Legion of Boom defensive coordinator in Seattle? And then he went to Atlanta, right?
Yeah.
Right? The dude's an awesome defensive mind. Hey, before we move on, play a little preseason clip.
Okay, here we go. Neffy special here on the preseason shows on our NFC East prediction.
Philadelphia minus 135 to win the division. We love that. The Giants to finish last in this division, guys, is minus 115. I love those odds. I've already hit Philadelphia minus 135 to win this division. I think it's a lock. I have hit Washington plus 550 to finish second place in this division. The value is tremendous. It's bigly. We love it. Washington plus.
Yeah.
Oh.
Yeah. Neffy dropping he was on the Washington bandwagon early. I will say I was on the Jaden Daniels early. But yeah, that's a great one for that NFC East, man.
Oh, we'll be clipping that. Don't worry. This is going to be easy to do. We're going to have every Washington take left, right, and center, dude. I mean, Kevin was all over Jaden Daniels. We have a ton of good clips, and now we get to let everyone look at our awesome preseason work, Kev.
Rub it in a little bit, right?
Dude, my cat was chewing on my shoelaces.
Can't have that.
Fucking Francois. Yeah, man. Hand up. I was wrong. I'm not touching Cleveland again. This was it. I'm just not touching them. They can go off next week, and I'm not going to feel bad. I was in on them a couple weeks in a row. Was in on their props. I played a Cooper ladder that ended up hitting a couple rungs. But, dude, this team is on my new do not fly, do not bet, do not touch, fade list.
I did hear.
See you later.
I did hear that there were some rumblings that Cooper might be on the trade block. Yeah.
His
Be a
contract is
good one.
perfect for Bills Mafia. It's the perfect receiver we need to come in. A quiet wide receiver, leader, can stretch the field. Either him or Adams. Huh?
Take them both.
Huh?
Take them both.
All right. Let's keep it moving here. Did you hear that?
No.
Cat's meowing in the hallway.
Oh, I
dude.
do. Yeah,
Cat wants to be on the show, man. Get in here, Cat.
Meow.
Come on. Anyway, sorry. That's horrible. All right. Kev, I'm going to give you the preview and I'm going to give you the floor here. Raiders visited the Broncos. Broncos laying 2.5, over under 35.5. Broncos win 34-18. Broncos had the best uniforms of the season so far. If they do not keep those, they're fucking up worse than drafting quarterbacks. Kev, Raider Nation, what's going on, brother?
Same old song and dance. Bowers and Crosby, only good thing going right now. Christian Wilkins is hurt, out indefinitely. Adams on the trade block. He can go make his parallel shit move to the Jets if he wants. Whatever. Give us a second round pick, a couple mid round picks. He can go wherever he wants.
What's the deal with that though? I don't understand. Why does he want out so bad?
He wanted to leave Rodgers, so he left Rodgers.
Yeah.
Comes to the Raiders to get with Carr. Then Josh McDaniels gets rid of Carr. Whatever. My thing is he goes to the Jets. They're both 2-3. What's he think he's picking up? He's going to make a championship run with the Jets. I mean,
I know.
Whatever.
What if he goes? Now, is there a scenario, Kev, where they would trade him to Kansas City?
Al Davis would roll over in his grave if we traded him to the Kansas City Chiefs. I see no way we trade him to the Chiefs. Mark Davis might as well move out of Vegas if he trades him to the Chiefs. I could be wrong, but
just had to get a pulse. Just had to get a pulse check right there.
Yeah, that would be historically bad, I believe. Trade in division to them guys.
Yes, it'd be horrible.
I did see on Twitter earlier a 3-team trade floating out there with Atlanta, the Jets, and
the Bills. And the Bills trade Sean McDermott.
No. Who's the guy that's sitting out right now? The linebacker is it the Jets or the Eagles?
It's the Jets. He came from the Eagles, though.
Yeah. So sending him
Reddick?
to it. Yeah, sending him to the Falcons.
What?
Picks to the Raiders and then Adams to the Jets. There were some details in there, but anyway, back to the game. Oh yeah. Knicks 19 for 27, 206, 2 TDs, looked okay. Surtain 2 interceptions, one of them was a pick 6, took it to the house.
We talked about Surtain getting a step slower.
Yeah, nope. He got it back against the Raiders. Also, first time since Jason Sehorn, white cornerback with an interception. Of course, it was against the Raiders. Can't think of the guy's name, but it's what? So we're going into week 6, and it's officially NFL draft season as a Raiders fan. So I'll be getting the draft guides out this week. And
you guys are good at drafting. Brock Bowers, man, kid's a stud.
Got to see what quarterbacks are available.
Yeah, I'm not mailing it in on the Raiders yet, man. Denver so far has been a huge surprise to me. Sean Payton and Bo Nix right now is the perfect combination because Sean Payton is just kind of like an asshole on the sidelines. Dude, Bo Nix,
he went at
it right back to him.
Yeah.
And that works, dude. That works. Oh, Nick's got that dog in him, man. That 10 years of college ball, man. The dude couldn't be any more ready.
He's a seasoned vet, man. He ain't a rookie taking that crap from no head coach.
Absolutely. Dude, Brock Bowers is a stud. You guys, it's hard to say you made the wrong pick there. We should revisit the draft, though, and just see maybe what we would have done differently. I think
Yeah.
that'd be an interesting little segment on a show. But, dude, Denver is now in the feisty category for me, man. They can do it on all three facets. They win tight ones. Dude, this is a division game. Division game. Now, we were both on Denver -2.5. Look at us. Yeah, I'm just gonna leave it there, man.
Yeah,
Raiders is in like that Jaguars Indy kind of category for me, where I don't know what to do with them on a week to week basis.
Mm-mm.
They beat Baltimore in Baltimore, and then just like nothing.
Lost to Carolina.
Nothing after that.
Like,
what is that?
Yeah.
Like I don't know what to do with that. They're beating teams they shouldn't. They're losing teams they shouldn't. It's when that starts happening, dude. To me, that's like a pump the brakes. I might stay away.
That's Raiders, man. That's what they do.
Yeah.
They go beat the Chiefs on Christmas Day and then lose to the Panthers. I mean, Jesus.
This next game, man. I know we're on the opposite side, but this is craziness. Arizona at San Francisco. San Fran closes a 7.5 point favorite. The lines we got over and under a 48.5. Arizona with the comeback of the year, maybe so far. 24-23 victory. 11 fourth quarter points to complete the comeback. 49ers had no points in the second half. None. In a division game against the Arizona defense, man. What the fuck is going on? Are we in the Matrix? This is the craziest season of football ever.
I'll tell you what's going on. This isn't new. This is Kyle Shanahan, man. He has historically had issues closing games out, no matter if he's been calling plays, head coach. This is a Shanahan little chink in the armor that they got to figure out because it'll get them late in the season.
I feel like his record and resume would contradict that point. Because I disagree with you. I don't think he has a problem closing out games.
I think if you go look at second half numbers, it might say something different.
They've had 12, 13
Jake might be able to get into that.
Yeah. You can't have that many wins each season and not close games out.
If they're the games they are losing, if that's happening, or they're close to doing that even in wins, I think you could see a little bit of a trend maybe.
So I think to highlight your point would be the big games, like a division game, maybe a Super Bowl where you're up by 10 points.
yeah.
Right? In big moments.
Big moments, maybe. Yeah.
I'm with you there. Yeah. I'm with you there.
You know, San Fran, kind of same story I talked about, I think it was last week. They got, the stats don't look bad. They're scoring, they scored 23 points, not great, but not terrible.
Not great.
But they just can't, they blow the game, man. Purdy had 2 interceptions. As far as Arizona, man, they throw some weird stats. They have some weird sections of the game where they just don't show up. We talked about, but they only had 2 players that had carries in this football game. One of them was Connor, and the other one was Murray.
Kyler's run to the house was fucking amazing.
Yeah. Man. No other running back, receiver, nobody had a carry except them 2. That's crazy to me. No backup running back touched it. No reverse. Yeah. No, I don't know. It was a weird. I seen that, and I'm like, that's crazy.
Unfortunately, I didn't get to watch this game, and I really wanted to. We were visiting with some friends after the Bills game. But dude, they got to get Debo more involved with CMC out. I mean, this is I know this. I had Debo on a couple fantasy teams, so I definitely was keeping up. But dude, they got to get him going. I know he's coming off an injury, and he probably wasn't 100% healthy. And Kittle and Ayuk we're rolling. All three of them aren't going to have awesome stat lines.
Yeah.
So if Kittle and Ayuk do, chances are Debo's not going to. But with CMC out, man, I would like to see Debo out of the backfield or some more jet sweeps and get him going. This is an outlier, man.
Yeah, I don't think CMC. That situation's a little odd. They're talking about now
retiring.
Resting him and then just bringing him back and they didn't do anything. They're just gonna say try it out and see how it goes. Like that just seems insane to me. He went from flying to Germany to now they're just nothing's gonna happen. They're gonna try playing him.
Very tight-lipped about
weird.
That.
Yeah, it's kind of weird.
Very tight-lipped. I mean, Achilles tendonitis. I'm not a doctor, but a word like that can't be good, right? Hey, I don't have this clipped yet, but we'll get into the CMC. I told y'all not to take him number 1.
Oh, yeah.
I told you. No one wanted to fucking listen to me, dude.
Yeah.
No one wanted to listen. No, you got to take him. You got to take CMC with the first pick. One of my buddies, shout out Bond, he was in the chat on Sunday with us. He took CMC, he took Achane, he took Anthony Richards. And before anything even, the draft is still going on, and the chat was just going IR. Like, what are you doing? And I just kicked his ass in fantasy this week. So, hey, what up, Bond? Yep, that's Arizona's another one of those teams, man. Feisty. Arizona's feisty. San Fran's going to be fine. I put San Fran in a category like Cincinnati. What are they, 3-2?
Who?
Is San Fran 3 or 2 and 2 or 2 and 3?
2 and 3, I think.
2 and 3.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah, 2 and 3. Yep. Yeah, 2 and 3. Seattle's 3 and 2.
Hey, we'll get to that game coming up on Thursday Night Football.
Yep.
All right, dude. This game, holy shit. Giants at the Seahawks. Seahawks closes a 7-point favorite. Over under a 42.5. The Giants win outright 29-20. We both have them in our huge King of the Hill Survivor League.
Knocked me
along
out.
With 70% of the league.
Yeah.
Dude. And now I've got a great stat for this, but before I get to it, dude, what did you see from this game that's going to maybe give you a betting edge moving forward?
Well, besides before the betting edge, a blocked fucking field goal to knock me out of my King of the Hill is just gut-wrenching. But anyway, nobody cares about my survivor pool.
I do.
Seattle, man, O-line is really bad right now. Like probably worse than the NFL. They gave up 7 sacks this week, man. And then D-ends for Giants get after it, but man,
Giants D-line is their strength. Giants D-line is their strength, man. But 7 is insane.
Yeah, that's insane.
Hey, did you get to watch this game though? Like, were these Geno sacks, or was this truly offensive line?
I didn't. I was watching the NFL Game Day, so it was bouncing around on this one. So I'm not sure.
And I don't want to step on your toes here, but you also have Geno led the team in rushing. Those two go hand in hand with each other.
Yep.
So is Geno taking off because he's, you know what I'm saying? Like, I would love to watch all 22 of this game.
Yeah, I don't know if it was Geno running himself into these sacks,
right?
Were they secondary? Anyway. But yeah, when he's leading the team in rushing, that definitely might tell you something.
Not good with Charbonnet and Walker, dude. Not good at all.
Yeah. So they're they've got skill on the offensive side of the ball, but man, they have got to get that O-line figured out.
That offense. Giants, that offense can't do anything without the O-line. Doing enough because Geno is not that guy without him.
No, he's not as fleet of foot as he maybe once was.
Yeah.
Tracy for the Giants, 129 yards rushing. Danny Dimes, hey, no interceptions. If they can run the ball, no turnovers by him, and that defense is getting after the quarterback, man, all of a sudden this Giants team, got a little bite in them, a little, they're, going to be
Ryan
feisty,
Dable,
going to
man.
cause some problems.
Ryan Dable is a good coach. Shout out, student, founder of Duke Champions, and all my boys. I went to St. Francis. Brian Dable, St. Francis alumni. Bet you didn't know that, Kev.
Did not.
He
hit Wan'Dale Robinson anytime touchdown in this one.
Yeah, but
plus
share the odds. Yeah, what are they?
Plus 260.
Plus 260. You heard it here first. Unfortunately, we were both on Seattle -7.
Yeah.
But hey, that plus 260 ain't nothing sweeter after a bad pick than hitting a plus 260 touchdown prop.
Yep.
Listen, dude, I've been talking about this feisty category. Giants got to be put in the feisty category. They did all this without Malik Neighbors.
Yeah.
Now, I got to say, Danny Dimes got the no one to blame bump because I did that passing ladder. And since I did that passing ladder, which he almost hit, people called me crazy. People were calling me nuts. Retire. Shouldn't be doing this. You're an idiot. Well, he's thrown for 236, 281, and 257 since then. So, shut up. Getting the W on the road without Neighbors, dude. Big win for Dable. Now, here's this interesting trend. And this is something we need to pay attention to. Teams are 0-4 straight up and against the spread after playing Detroit. So Seattle was the newest victim. Arizona before. I don't have the first two on me. I just can't remember. My memory is shit. But this is reminiscent of the Legion of Boom. Anytime that the Legion of Boom would play a team, you always faded that team because the Legion of Boom would kick their ass and the team would just be beat up and just played like shit. It happened every single time.
Isn't there a little bit of a quirk now in this? Isn't the Lions' next opponent on a bye? There's something in the scheduling that kind of mixes this up a little bit.
Probably.
I can't remember what it was. There's something
you
in
can't
there.
play it every week. With buys, you can't play it every week.
Yeah.
But pay attention. That's a pretty good trend. 4-game sample size.
Yep.
All right, this was just a dog shit game coming up here. I thought it'd be much, much better. Green Bay at the Rams. Green Bay was laying 3, over under a 48.5. They end up coming out covering 24-19. We both have Green Bay -3. Green Bay sat Romeo Doubs because he was bitching about not getting enough targets. Christian Watson's still out. Doesn't matter, dude. Green Bay is still rolling. What did you think about this game? Because I've got some takes on this game.
I wasn't too much into this game. The only thing I took away a little bit was, Green Bay injuries a wide receiver, then, Dobbs gets benched or whatever.
What's up with that, man? What do you say to get benched?
So there's like two.
Did he bang Cardi B?
He'd have got he'd have been starting in my book if he and he wouldn't have been on the bench. But it's you got the wide receivers that come in that are either they're too cocky and like this guy, and they think year 2 or whatever he's in, like he thinks he's the man and he's not getting the ball. Dude, you're not Devontae Adams. You're not, you're just not. You got them guys that come in, but then so do you build a team around a guy like him or Neighbors? Like Neighbors is an alpha. He's an alpha. He's, one receiver that can take over a game. So that guy runs his mouth. No big deal. Like you do feed him the ball. But these teams that build, and we'll see what happens with Houston, these teams that build with multiple wide receivers that kind of consider themselves ones, like something's got to give because these guys are not going to back down. They're going to want the ball. They're going to tell you they want the ball. So you almost either end up letting them go in free agency, kind of like Pittsburgh has over the years, or because you can't keep 3 wide receivers happy. You got to know your role. So you got to have a 1, you got to have a slot guy that knows his role, and you got to have the other guy that just fits in and knows he's not going to get 12 targets a game, and he's okay with it. So building a wide receiver room has got to be the toughest position to build depth on, because you just got to have the right personalities in them groups.
Yeah, I agree. FIU just scored, and now it's now 24-24. Minute 42 left. Those bets are dead.
Yeah,
these bets are dead. It wouldn't fit the culture, but I would be making a phone call about Dobbs if I'm the Buffalo Bills. Dobbs is stud. I mean, they got Wicks, Watson, Reed, Dobbs. They have an embarrassment of riches.
You don't see a little bit of Stephon Diggs in that attitude? You sure you want that back in the building?
We could use something. We got nothing right now. We don't have a fucking pulse, man. I don't want Steph. And here's the deal. You're not bigger than the team. And if you're going to act like that, I love that Green Bay benched his ass. Sit down, dude. Yeah. Who are you?
He's not good enough to be doing that. Or he hasn't. No. He hasn't. He just hasn't been around long enough to be trying to pull that. Agreed. Shit, so,
worried about the Rams, dude. They can't win without Kupp and Nakua. They just can't. But dude, there's this weird thing happening right now. Kyron getting 100 yards and a touchdown. It seems to be the only thing that Sean McVay cares about. I think Kyron Williams has scored a touchdown in 9 straight games. And why we're not playing the Kyron Williams touchdown, I don't know. He was only like minus 143, which is like, yeah, it's a lot of juice. But 9 straight games as a running back, I mean, shit. We like making money. It seems to be the only thing that he cares about doing. I don't know what the deal is, but, how about Tucker Kraft, dude? 2nd straight game. He goes 4 for 88 and 2 touchdowns.
Yeah.
Seems to be a favorite target. Jordan Love did not look great, dude. Yeah. Jordan Love, and they're still winning. They got a little bit of that Darnold thing that you were talking about earlier in the show. But Jordan Love's had Will Levis type interception, man. He's falling in his own end zone, and he throws it to the Rams dude, and the Rams guy just walks it in for like 5-yard touchdown. It's like, what the fuck are you doing? But I predicted that this would be a Josh Jacobs game. I had Jacobs 70-plus rushing yards. I think he finished with 72 or 73.
Yep.
Cash it. Man, this night game here, Dallas at Pittsburgh. Pittsburgh closed a 2.5-point favorite, over under 43.5. Crazy hail, lightning storms. I don't think the game finished till like 2 or 3 in the morning or something crazy. I was asleep. Kevin and I were both on Pittsburgh minus 2.5. I loved Pittsburgh in this game. I just thought this was a horrible spot for Dallas. And dude, I don't. This is one of those games that just makes you think like I don't know what the fuck to do with the NFL sometimes.
And I kind of made that comment in the last show. I said everything tells me Pittsburgh, but somehow Dak keeps it close. They ended up outright winning it.
Yep.
Steelers are not good as favorites. Tomlin, he likes to be the dog, man. He likes to come in and as an underdog in these types of games.
Dude, yes, that was my handicap last week against Indy. When I took Indy, that was my handicap. Yeah. But now coming home though, off of a loss, that's like I feel like that's a Tomlin special. But to your point, he is not good in the favorite role. They're just not, dude. It's like it's the craziest thing going. Yeah. I just don't understand how trends like that happen.
Micah Parsons was out, right? Wasn't he out?
Dexter Lawrence.
So that, I mean, I know Pittsburgh's offense isn't, great, but man, you take the best player off that team's defense, off Dallas's defense, like they should have been able to move the ball, score a little more. So Najee Harris leads Pittsburgh in receiving. That can't happen. Like, dude, it just can't happen.
Pickens hasn't scored a touchdown this year, dude.
You see Pickens rip the mouthpiece off the guy at the end of the game.
Can you blame him?
He's a Pittsburgh wideout. Go back to AB. Go back to all these Pittsburgh wideouts. He'll run his welcome out. His contract's up. They'll let him go. CeeDee Lamb. CeeDee Lamb. There's a little jawing between him and Dak, but no
one knows what he said. Because I think I read his lips, Kevin. He said to throw the jump ball. Throw me the jump ball. And he said, I got you.
And I'm not worried about that. My worry was he got targeted early, and then he did not see a target in the second half until like halfway through the fourth quarter.
Now, is that because Dallas was winning?
It could be. It could be a little bit of game script, but
Rico Dowdle had 20 carries, dude.
Yeah, and if that's the case, game script and the run of the ball, it's fine. But man, for your best player to have minimal targets in the second half of a game, if you're trying to milk the clock and just wind the game out, that makes sense. But
I think that's more or less what it was. Once again, I was sleeping because I don't give a fuck about either of these teams to stay up that late. But maybe we should have listened to what Jersey Jerry had to say.
Both these teams, I'm not sure what to make either one of them right now. I don't know.
Pickens had 7 targets and only like 2 or 3 catches. And like you said, Najee led the team in receiving. Pittsburgh finishing 4th is looking better and better, even though Cleveland's really fucking this up for me, dude.
Cleveland's going to blow that out of the water.
I don't know, man. If they start famous Jameis, dude, I'm telling you, Cleveland's got some weapons, dude.
That might be, that's the only thing that can turn that around.
You.
Yeah.
Man, I would buy him crab legs for life. Get in there. Do your thing. I had Dak to throw an interception in this game. Cash it.
That hit. Cha-ching.
Cash it. Monday Night Football. We talked about a little bit earlier in the show. KC closes a 5.5-point favorite. New Orleans visiting KC, in case you weren't watching. Over under a 43.5. Kansas City won 26-13. Kevin was on New Orleans plus 5.5. I was on Kansas City minus 5.5 because I'm sick of picking against them and eating shit every week. Dude, New Orleans is in trouble. They're a team that is in trouble.
Yeah, Carr, just read Carr's out multiple weeks, they said.
You saw that? Okay, he got an MRI before we went on. Oblique.
Yeah, so he's out multiple weeks. I don't even know who's South Carolina guy, rookie.
No, he's not next. He's not next up.
He's not?
No, he's third string.
You can look that up. So yeah, he's out a couple weeks. He had one of his token terrible picks in that game too.
Yeah, he
lobs it up on the sideline into double coverage. If teams shut down Kamara,
Jake Haener,
they're in trouble. Don't even know who that is. I'd start the other guy.
Spencer Rattler is the
but
he won't start. Jake Haener, he was from Fresno State.
Haener. Fresno, okay.
He was just drafted 2023 4th round pick. So I mean, they were in trouble before Carr got hurt. They're in trouble now. And I think the Saints play Tampa Bay next week.
Sure.
Yeah.
KC's doing KC things, man. Winning these games.
Kelsey.
Back at it.
Kelsey, bro. We called that shit several weeks back, dude. We'll go back and clip it. Kelsey, we said he's going to come back out. He was 8 for 80 at halftime.
Yeah, he's doing his stuff. He'll have them games where he'll have that. He'll probably disappear for a game here or there and then come back. And then once the season comes around, he'll be rolling.
How about Juju going for like 7 for $130? Do you have that in your fucking bingo card this year?
I wouldn't even have had him making that roster on my bingo card at the beginning of the year.
It's insane, dude. It's absolutely insane. Kansas City is 5-0 without Pacheco, without Rice. They're 5-0, and it's just like, you know what, dude?
Hollywood Brown. People even
team. He hasn't even played a game yet for him. He might not play either this year. Rashee Rice officially out for the season, by the way. He's not coming back.
Yeah.
They ruled him out. Kev, Thursday Night Football. Before we get to it, show is brought to you by W Energy, DUBBY.GG. Go hit that link in the bio. Promo code DUE, D-U-E. Get 10% off your order from Dubby. Jitterless Energy. They also have an awesome hydration drink. Really wild, crazy flavors. They're all good. What's not to like, dude? Clean energy, no crash. That's the whole thing with Dubby.
Yep.
Kayak pools, man. Get yourself set up in Buffalo. Get your pool for the spring, the summer. Be the people that host the pool parties. Don't be the mooch. Get into kayak pools. And Sons of Erie, man. Get yourself some awesome artwork. They're going to be throwing the apparel back on the site. I got my Sons of Erie hoodie on right now. Artwork in the back. Are you in the mafia? They do all kinds of awesome shit. The artist formerly known as Otis. It's also a student body right company. They do some awesome shit, man. Get a piece for your house, your man cave, your workspace. They got all kinds of awesome stuff. Get in there, sonsoferie.com. Kev, Thursday night football. We got a doozy. Look at that graphic. That thing is sick. San Fran. San Fran visiting division rival Seattle. San Fran laying 3.5 points, minus 185 on the money line. Seattle catching 3.5 at home, plus 159. Over under a 47.5. Kev, where are you going in this game before we talk about our bets for the game? What side do you like?
Yeah, I think I like San Fran to get after Geno in this game with that O line. San Fran minus 3.5. I think that's where I'm at. San Fran, we talked about it. They're 2-3. They need to get right, get back on track. We'll see. It's at Seattle. It's the only thing kind of scares me, but man, that O line is bad for Seattle right now. So.
Yeah, I'm going to keep it simple here. I'm going to take Seattle plus 3.5 at home in a division game. I like to take 2.5 and lay 3.5. But in this situation, with both teams coming off a loss, I would argue that Seattle's loss is more embarrassing. At least San Fran lost to a division opponent. It should be a good game. Should be competitive. I look for Seattle to bounce back a little bit. Maybe play a little bit better like they did against Detroit. I know they didn't win that game, but Detroit is a wagon. I'm here for Seattle. I think I'm going to take them plus 3.5 at home. Kev, run down your 3 bets for Thursday night football on the graphic here.
Yeah, I got San Fran minus 3.5 parlayed with the under of 47.5. Get you to plus 268.
Love that.
I'm on a JSN. Give me a Jackson Smith and Jigma TD plus 190. I thought about DK right there. I forgot what his was. Maybe plus 110, maybe.
He might have been even money.
Yeah,
even money or right around where Debo was.
Yeah, so plus 190. I like that for JSN. So Jordan Mason, 70 plus rushing yards and a San Francisco win to get you a plus 100.
I love that. I also bet that. I saw when you were putting these on the prop. I bet that. I do not have room on my side. I am on that bet as well. I absolutely love that. I know I'm taking Seattle to points, but I love 70 and a San Fran win at even money. I love that. You guys know I am the Titan of teas. I'm going to 3-team teaser here. San Fran plus 6.5, Seattle plus 13.5, and let's go over 37.5. Let's see if we can't get a nice NFC West, maybe a little bit higher scoring division game. Not high enough where it blows Kevin's parlay, but somewhere in that range would be nice. I'm also going with the Debo get right coming off the injury, coming off a bad game. I'm going with the Debo anytime touchdown plus 120. I went with, I got a couple parlays here. Ayuk, 55 receiving yards. Mason, 63 rushing yards, and a Mason touchdown, plus 206. I feel like those are all very attainable. Just game script wise, Seattle does give up touchdowns on the ground. I'm also going with these teams are going to want to run the ball a little bit more. I know they have these high-flying passing offenses. I'm going with both of these teams rushing the ball. How about Mason to do it 16 times, Walker to do it 13 times? That's plus 144. If you're wondering how I landed on those numbers, is because they would not let me go any lower than those two. That's how I ended up there. So those are our bets. We'll tweet them out for Thursday Night Football tomorrow. Actually, we'll do it on Thursday before the game, just kind of as a refresher. Reminder that our new show is on Sunday, 10 a.m. We're joined by Jake to do the full NFL preview. Kevin and I will be putting out college football bets. We got 55 straight days of football that we're in the middle of. You know, we're putting out baseball bets. Hockey just started up today. College basketball, NBA starting up soon. No one to blame. We bet it all. And at the end of the day, Kev, there's no one to blame, buddy.
No one to blame.
All right, that's going to do it. Come hang out with us on Sunday, 10 a.m. Get in there. And hey, no one to blame TikTok. No.1.2.blame. Go check us out on TikTok.
Yep.
Kev.
Got some close baseball action. San Diego up 6-5 into the fourth.
6-5 into the fourth?
Yep.
Good to be seen.
Yep. No one to blame.